Hi, my name is Wenley, and in this video I want to share with you 3 keys for better gesture drawings. So let's get started right away. Just pick the right layers here. Right, so the first key is is finding the leading edge of the action. And the leading edge is nothing more than the part of the body that is leading the action. Um, so to give you an example here in the drawing, the part of the part of his body that is leading this action is his knee. So this would be the leading edge. But I'm drawing the arrow right here. This is the part of the body that leads the action. So if the action would continue, then it would continue in the direction of the leading edge. In the case of this dancer right here, which is one of my favorite drawings, um, when I look at this drawing, she's clearly stretching her body and she's slightly leaning to the side. So the leading edge would be somewhere around here, I would say. Okay, if this movement were to continue, it would probably look something like this. Okay, just quickly blocking in the torso here. So she would continue moving her body in that direction. Of course, she couldn't stretch that much, I think, to get that high, but just to give you an idea of what the leading edge really is, it's the part of the body again that is leading the action. So finding the leading edge gives you the intention or the motivation for the action, and thus brings clarity to your pose. It's not ambiguous. There is no doubt about what the intention behind the action is. So it's really whenever I see a pose or an action, it's really the first thing that I look for, because it tells me, okay, this is what this action is all about. Okay, so in the case of this other dancer here, it has a very clear leading edge. It's very clear when I look at this drawing that she is bending, right? She's bending her torso, so the leading edge would be somewhere around here. Draw an arrow right there. So if this movement was to continue, she would probably be bending more like this. Just quickly blocking in her torso right there. Would be something like this. Okay, so her torso would bend more towards there. Yeah, maybe her arm would be extended a little more, like this. So just a quick rough sketch to give you an example of what a leading edge is. So whenever you see a pose, an action, look for which part of the body has the highest focus of energy, because as you may know, energy is required for movement. So the part of the body that is leading the action is where the highest concentration of energy can be found. And it's really something you have to feel, you have to experience it. And I know some of you may find uh, that statement fake. You know, you would be like, how do you tell me to feel the action, but how do I do that? Well, the easiest way that I have found to explain that to artists is to imagine that you are the model, you are the figure, and you are taking the pose. So you just imagine yourself taking the pose and experience everything that the model is experiencing. Experience the tension in the muscles, the stretch, and the strain, and draw that. Draw what you are feeling when you are imagining yourself taking the pose. And that again is the easiest way that I've found to explain to other artists how to feel the action, how to experience it. Okay, so look for the leading edge, which is the intention or the motivation behind the action, so that you understand what the action is all about. It will make it both clear for you and for your audience, for anyone who is looking uh, at the drawing, especially when you are going to animate. It's very important to find the leading edge, because again, it helps you to determine where the action would go next. Alright, so that was key number one. Let's go to key number two, which is rhythm.